What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to go over a new product that I stumbled upon the last couple days. The product is called Pulse, and it is made by a company called Soundbrenner. Now, what the Pulse exactly is going to be a personal metronome that, as you can see, is shaped very much like a watch. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of you that play a lot of shows out, and even a lot of bands who use click tracks through their whole entire set, so that way everyone is on tempo, everyone's on the same page for the entire show. This product seems to try and streamline that idea a little bit. The two big ideas that kind of got me hooked onto the product right away. The first one being that you can link up to 5 of these devices at one time. So if you take that in context, you've got a drummer, a bass player, 2 guitar players, and a singer. So you can link up to 5 of them at a time, so that way the whole entire band is synced and they're all on the same BPM. And the thing with that is that you don't have to necessarily use in-ears. That kind of gets rid of the problem of just using click tracks while you're playing live to stay on time. The second one, which I say is a big factor for me as a musician, is that they allow the option for the Pulse to sync with your DAW that you are using. So if, for instance, you're playing out live and you use backing tracks, or you just use your metronome inside of your DAW, anything like that, this product will actually sync up to your BPM, your metronome inside of your DAW. So that way when you hit any of those changes, if you go from 120 to 150 or really any kind of change like that, this is going to stay on top of that, and it's going to change it for you. The way that this works is that you have this ring here, and what it's going to do is just going to vibrate on the beat. So for each beat, it's going to give you a little pulse, and you can change those. Actually, they make a app that you can get for your smartphone, and then you can change what kind of sound it makes, and then also the intensity of the beats. If you want beats 1 and 3 to be accented over beats 2 and 4, you can do that. You can set it up however you'd like there. And they give you a couple different options as far as where you place it on your body. So it does look like just a regular watch. However, you can put it up on your tricep, you can put it up bicep, you can put it on your leg, you can put it on your ankle. They give you many different options on where to put it best, so that it A, feels comfortable, and B, that you can play without it being in the way or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the Pulse on, and then I'm going to run you through exactly how it syncs up with Ableton, and then I'm just going to show you using it in a live aspect, whereas I'm going to show you how to use it when you're recording. Alright guys, so this is what the actual Pulse looks like out of the box, and I've already gone ahead, I put the wristband on it because that's the one I plan on using. Now, first thing I've noticed is that the wristband, when you put the piece in it, essentially the metronome is this disc piece right here. When you put it in the wristband itself, it snaps into place. So there's no chance of it's not going anywhere. Whether you thrash your arm around a little bit, it's going to be staying in place. So this is the regular wristband they send along. Then they also send a little bit of a bigger one. This is primarily used if you're wanting to put it on your bicep, calf, maybe even your ankle. Just depends, what kind of comfort level you are going for. but yeah, they do send an extra one along, which is kind of cool. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I'm glad they did, so that way people can kind of put it where they feel is comfortable. You know, if someone wants a metronome on their leg or their ankle, they can certainly do that. And then this is also the charger that comes with. It's just regular USB cable, runs into this piece right here, which sits magnetically on the bottom of the pulse, and that's how it ends up charging. So what I'm going to go ahead and put it on here, and then we are going to I'm going to fire up the app on the phone and show you exactly what that entails. So they tell you to get it kind of snug, so we've got it there. It just looks like a regular watch from here. So I'm going to go ahead, pull up the phone. Another thing really quickly, you do need to have your Bluetooth on in order to use it, whether that's your computer or your phone. It's going to use Bluetooth either way. So if you go to either Google Play or Apple Store, whichever one you use, there's going to be a Soundbrenner app that you can just download for that. It's gonna look pretty basic, if you can kind of see that from here. It's just gonna have a dial, it's very similar to the actual piece itself. You're gonna need to set up an account. It's just gonna ask the very same basic stuff: email, password, whatnot. You're just gonna need to verify that kind of stuff. And then once you get into the app and you actually have it recognize the pulse, from there it's easy to just have them connect. So basically what will happen here, I've already connected it before. So what I'm going to do here, this is on currently. You can tell the middle, because the middle is lit up, that just means the piece itself is on. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to connect. There's just a quick button there, and then you'll see it lights up blue, goes into discovery mode, and then it connects. It's that simple. And then when we go back to the screen, we can now control the metronome with the actual pulse itself. So let's show off a couple things here. So currently we've got a BPM of 150. If we want to change that, we can always do it inside the phone, but we can also change it on the pulse too. So if we want to go from 150 to 130, let's turn it, and you can kind of see it lights up a little bit, whenever you twist it. So we go to 130. Okay, cool. Now we want to start the metronome. Well, you can either press it on the phone, there's a play button there, or you can double tap it, the pulse itself, and then it'll go to that. So currently we're just in a regular 4/4 beat, and we've got it set up to where the first beat of the measure, the vibration on that beat comes through a little more intense than the other three, just to signify that that's the first beat in the measure. That's how I like it set up. You can set it up however you like, as far as which notes vibrate more than others. You can set that up however you'd like. So then we shut it off again, we pull it up. Okay, let's go back to 150, so we can just slide it back up and resume, and there we go. And then you can see it visually too on the phone too. It's flashing quite a bit, and I'll show you each one. So we'll shut that off. They also let you change time signatures in the app itself, really to whatever you want. I mean, you can get crazy with time signatures. And then another feature they have, instead of doing just quarter notes, you can also do eighth notes, 16th notes, and so on. So like, we'll do eighth notes here. And somehow we got to, that's on 85 BPM, so very slow. Let's knock that up a little bit. Let's go back to 150, huh? Okay, so 150. There we go. That's what 150 BPM with an eighth note metronome looks like. and feels like. I'll be sticking with quarter notes because the eighth notes to me feels like it'd be a little distracting. So we'll just leave it at that. Then whenever you're done with your phone or computer, or if you're switching to another device to use with your pulse, you'll just want to go ahead and you'll select on, open up the menu, you'll select on the actual pulse itself, and then you'll go to disconnect, because you can only connect to one computer, phone, tablet, etc. You can only connect to one at a time. So once we disconnect from the phone, we can connect to the computer, vice versa. And then once you disconnect, it will go back into discovery mode like that. It'll do that for a few cycles, and then it will power down. It'll just kind of go to its standby mode. So yeah, that's basically just a quick run through of using it with the app. It's very, very simple. If you're just wanting to, if you're trying to practice, or, you're writing a song and you just want a metronome to play to, this is a really easy thing to just kind of get up and going with the app. Next, I'm going to be showing you inside of a computer, inside of a DAW. Gets a little bit more extensive as far as what it can do, or just the functions itself. Okay, so the very first thing that you need to do in order to use it on your computer, and I believe this is only for Apple computers currently, is that Soundbrenner has a program that you can download, from their website. And I'm going to look at the manual really quick, see what it is, because they tell you what it is. It is soundbrenner.com/DAW tools, DAW tools. So you go there, you download their program, and then everything works from there. So I'm going to show you here. So we're going to pull it up, and we're going to go Soundbrenner DAW tools, and then it'll show up at the very top. You can see already my pulse is showing up in this box. That's basically going into discovery mode. So we're going to go ahead and click that. My pulse is going to turn blue, just like what happened when I connected with my phone. And then this box is going to pull up. And from here, you'll see a few different things. First one you'll see is the battery life right here. So currently we're at 83%. They estimate the battery to last about 6 hours, I believe, is what Soundbrenner has said. And the charge time as well, they've said, is about 2.5 hours. So we've got a latency counter right there, showing if there's any latency, working with the program or not. And there it goes. There, now it's hitting high. So they've got two different things we've got going on here. We've got the haptic feedback, which is syncing with your DAW and acting as a metronome, which is something that you can actually turn on and off. So we're going to keep that on because that's what I like to use it as. The other one is a MIDI controller, and that's not something I'm going to get too terribly deep into. I'm not very concerned with using it as a MIDI controller, so I'm just going to leave that alone. But that is an option. Apparently you can use it along with your software as a MIDI controller. So we're going to close that off. We're going to go to the haptic feedback. Here you can see here it's very simple. Play accent on every what beat. So we're just going to set to 4. So every 4th beat it'll play the accent. I would say that is one thing that I've run into so far as the accent. So if you're playing a set and you have different beats per measure, the pulse will automatically change to whatever BPM you need it to be. However, the same is not, it doesn't go for time signature as well. That is something I have yet to find out if it's actually able to do that. Or maybe I'm not doing something right, but I have yet to find an actual option to change the time signature without going in and physically changing that. So we've got this all hooked up here. So then what I'm going to do, so essentially if we go into our track here, and if we just start playing, I'm going to be able to feel that on my wrist. So this is going to be at 120 beats per minute at 4/4 time signature. So I'm going to be able to feel that here, and I'm just going to play that really quick. As you can see there, it was flashing along with that. So another thing too with that is you don't have to have your onboard metronome going in order for this to sync up. So the metronome in Ableton, I don't have that activated or going. And this is still just keeping right along with it. So that's kind of a nice thing, that you don't actually have to engage the Ableton metronome to in fact get this engaged as well. And then when you stop, it stops as well. So it goes back and forth like that. Now the way that you're going to get this set up, each one's going to be a little different, but this is going to be essentially how you do it in each DAW. So you're going to go to your preferences, and this is going to be after you have downloaded the program and you've got it all synced and everything. You're going to want to do it at that point. Otherwise, you might run into some issues there, or it just might not show up. So from there, we are going to go here. So you'll see here you've got the MIDI ports, okay, and you've got the input and the output for the Soundbrenner DAW tools. So as I've seen, and this is from taking from their website. I saw screenshots on there, and this is how they had it set up on there. So I left it at that, so that's what I did. The clock sync delay, that is going to help with any kind of latency that you're having, so I've kind of adjusted it to try to be as close as possible. But that is how you'll set up your pulse to actually engage with Ableton like that. So you'll just need to go into whatever MIDI, wherever you can program MIDI inside of your DAW and do it there. All right, we're gonna go ahead here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to just pick up my guitar, and I'm going to actually record for the very first time with this pulse on. I have not done this yet, so we're gonna see how this feels, and I'm just gonna do just a small segment, and we'll see how it feels when actually playing a guitar. I have a feeling that right away it is probably going to feel very strange when you're playing, and it might cause a little bit of messiness, but I think after a while you'll get used to it, and it'll kind of be like a subconscious thing here. So here we go. I'm just gonna do a rhythm track here. Okay. Well, I must say, first impressions on recording with that, very good, very good. It definitely didn't feel out of place at all. It actually felt quite comfortable. Yeah, it didn't distract too much from recording. It felt like it was almost more natural, just to have it be a part of your body or part of your hands that are moving on the guitar, and being able to actually feel that pulse along with the music. It actually seemed to work a little better than having like an external metronome. So I extremely enjoy this, and I'm definitely looking forward to using it out in live settings, and using it that way, so that way I can stay on time with my music and not have to worry about that. So, well, that's been my review today, guys, of the Soundbrenner Pulse. Now, this product you can pick up, I believe, you can pick it up at Guitar Center, in your local city. I believe you can also find it at Amazon, and they are running for $99.99, so for $100. And I think, honestly, for $100, and for the capabilities and what it can do, I definitely think that it is well worth the $100 that you can spend on it. Well, I appreciate you for watching today, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Otherwise, I will post all the links for any of the relevant material. Thanks for watching.